Hi everyone, in this lesson today I am going to teach the first lesson to the Year 8 light topic. So it's an introduction to light, and our learning objectives are to look at the difference between luminous and reflective objects. Okay, to begin with, what I'd like you to do is to watch this little YouTube video, and as you're watching it, I'd like you to think about when you see the lightning compared to when you hear it. Okay, hopefully what you will have picked up on there is that you were seeing the lightning before you heard it. Now, why is that? Let's have a little look. Okay, so first thing we should know about what light is that light actually is a form of energy and it's carried in a wave. You might have learned that in previous topics about energy. So light is a form of energy, but why did we hear that lightning before we? Why did we see that lightning before we heard it? Okay, now the reason for that is that light travels at the speed of 300 million meters per second, which is incredibly fast. That is much faster than the speed of sound. The speed of sound is only about 330 meters per second, so massive difference there. So, yeah, that is why you saw the lightning before you heard it. The other interesting thing is that light waves always travel in straight lines. So whenever we draw light, we should always use a ruler, and we'll talk about that a little bit more later on in the topic. Okay, so how do we see things? Now, an object that gives out light is described as luminous. Now, that was actually one of our learning objectives, wasn't it? What is the difference between luminous and reflected object? So a luminous object is an object that gives out light. So luminous means an object that gives out light. Now, how does that light from the luminous object, such as a light bulb, reach our eye? Okay, the light travels in a straight line, like I've just told you from the previous slide. So light always travels in a straight line, and it will travel directly into the eye there, like that. Okay, so what is an object that doesn't give out light? Okay, so any object that does not give out light, we say is non-luminous. Okay, now how do we see those objects if they don't give out light? Well, the other thing about them is that they are generally reflective. Now, the level of them the level of their reflectiveness depends on the surface of the material and other factors. But the reason that we see an object that is non-luminous, so an object that does not give out light, is the light is reflective or bounces off of that object. So light from the light source. Okay, so we have to have something like a light bulb that is luminous because it's giving out light. We have to have a luminous object giving out light, and that light will bounce off the object, reflect off the object, and the reflected light then bounces into the person's eye. So two different things here. We have a luminous object which will give out light, and that light will go directly into our eye, travelling in a straight line. And then we have a non-luminous object, okay, so like the book here. So we have our non-luminous object, which we can see because the light bulb's light hits the object and then is reflected into our eye. And again, you'll notice that the light is travelling in a straight line. Really important to draw straight lines there. Okay. Now, based on what we've just talked through, what I'd like you to have a go at is some true or false questions. Now, as each one appears, I would like you to pause the video, put your answer, either a T or an F, or true or false, and then I'll go through the answers with you. So, first one here for you. The moon is a light source. The sun is a light source. Light sometimes travels in curved lines. Luminous objects radiate energy as light. And sound travels faster than light. Okay, so let's look at them together. So the moon is a light source. So what it's asking you there is it luminous? Does it give out light? Okay, is it luminous? Second one here, the sun is a light source. So does the sun give out light? Is the sun luminous? Light sometimes travels in curved lines. Now think about what I've been telling you in the rest of this video. Does the light travel in curved lines? And then finally, the next one, luminous objects radiate. Now that word radiate, put in there, radiate just means to give out. Okay, so luminous objects give out energy as light. Now remember, what is light a form of? Okay, again, so what is that one? Now number 5, this is finally. Sound travels faster. So the sound travels faster than light. Think back to that little video on lightning that I just told you. Okay, right, now pause the video and have a go. True or false for each of those. Okay, let's go through the answers then. So the moon is a light source. False. The moon is a reflective object. The reason that we can see the moon is that the light from the sun bounces off the moon, and that is the light that we see. The sun is a light source. True, definitely. The sun is luminous and it gives out its own light, gives out lots of light energy. Light sometimes travels in curved lines. False. Okay, we've said a couple of times in this video, light always travels in a straight line. Luminous objects radiate energy as light, so what it's basically saying is luminous objects give out energy as light. True. And then finally, sound travels faster than light. Is that true or false? It's false. Remember, the light travelled faster than sound. We saw that lightning before we heard it. Okay, hopefully that was helpful and you've learned a little bit about light. And that's the end of that little video. Thank you very much.